Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to break down Jean Grey's free-to-play event that is actually starting in a couple of days here. But yeah, it was nice. She was only added a couple weeks ago, so it's great to see her inclusion. But we're going to be assessing overall how free-to-play friendly this event and what you'll be needing to do to ensure that you'll maximize on the shard output that we have of Jean Grey, especially since her and as well as Hercules both being required to actually push into the deeper stages of Escape from Kiln, the event that's going to allow us the opportunity for more shards of Omega Red, the Phoenix Force variant at the end of the month here. So definitely something you want to take advantage of in the meantime, especially, Jean Grey being part of the Uncanny Avengers as well, required for Spotlight Raids. So just value across the board. We want to maximize what we can. So generally, this is the scoring guide here, right? You're going to be spending campaign energy and then using the Immortal X-Men in Cosmic Crucible. That's going to give you the bulk of the points. There's going to be Jean Grey character shards, skill gear, as well as experience. There's also going to be the headband and dumbbells, which ties back to the monthly event. Remember, this is how you can get a more shard output of Medusa, also part of that Absolute A-Force team, and you may or may not need some of these characters as well for Kiln. So just something to be mindful of there. And it does actually start on 21st because of the fact that, so this is a Tuesday, and it's because of the fact that there's actually the current event ends with 8 days, right? So this is going to be a shorter event. It's only going to be 6 days running, so we definitely need to be more careful in terms of how we're going to be maximizing the points here. So definitely make sure you guys are paying attention, especially the day-to-day points of what you're accumulating overall. We'll take a look at the chart later because I do want to show you this survival training, which is the web milestone. This is going to be making up a third of the points, hence why it's super important to understand and making sure that you're logging in and using the energy to get these points here. So survival training essentially is the spending of Uncanny energy. This is tied back to the showcase for the Uncanny Avengers right now. So anytime you spend any energy in there, it's going to help you accumulate points. Now, it's important because if you are able to work your way up to milestone 8, that's going to give you a total here of 30,000 points. 30,000 points is a third of what you'll be needing to hit later for the main event, so just make sure you're mindful of that. Whereas milestone 9, milestone 10, they're really more of the, if you want to spend more power cores to actually use the showcase energy, I wouldn't recommend it because I'm always in hyper conservative mode, especially knowing that that's our best bet of unlocking characters free to play, especially if there is a game-changing team around the corner that we're not aware of. That's how you can take advantage. So to actually hit the milestone 8, you will be needing to spend 100 cores per day on the showcase. So that way you can actually ensure that you're getting all the points that you need for the mental mastery milestone. So 30k, that's going to get factored in later. Let's take a look now at the overall chart for the weekly event. So you can see here, there's gold, there's L4 training materials. Obviously, that's going to help out with the level cap increase to 105. But more importantly, this is what we're after, right? We're after the Jean Grey shard. So they're sprinkled throughout the event, which is really good. You can see almost every other milestone is going to have it. And then there is a bit of a lapse because there's going to be some bigger shard payouts there. As you can see, there's a 25. The headband's going to be tied back to the monthly. And then we also have the final 30 shards here, actually located on the third last milestone. Now, how feasible is this? How free-to-play friendly is it? Overall, it's really going to depend on how much resources and how much power cores you want to spend. But remember, this is nice because they do actually already give us the breakdown here. When you spend any campaign energy, it's going to be 6 points. When you're earning any of the mental mastery points from the web milestone, it's a 1-to-1 conversion. As well, it's important that you're going to be focusing and making sure that you participate in your Cosmic Crucible, because you can see the participation of Cosmic Crucible is going to give you 30,000 in total. And then if you're using Immortal X-Men over the duration of those 3 matches, it's another 15,000 points. So it's very, very easy to actually get the 45,000 here, plus the 30 from the web milestone. That's already 75,000. So really then at the end of the day, it's about understanding your targets and making sure that you want to be sticking with those targets here. So I like breaking it down with the chart because it's just easier to view, right? Again, mental mastery, 6 days, so it's a little bit more jam-packed than what we're used to. Campaign energy, 6 points per. If you're not using any power cores whatsoever, it's going to get you close to 22,320 points. Again, Cosmic Crucible is going to give you an easy 30,000 just by participating. You don't even need to win, which is great. The usage of Immortal X-Men, and remember, we have a lot of these characters free to play already, so this is an easy 15,000. You just got to make sure that you're using those characters during the matches, because otherwise you're not going to be able to take advantage, right? So that in itself is actually going to be pretty feasible. And then remember that 30,000 from the Showcase Energy web milestone, you have to make sure that you're logging into Marvel Strike strikeforce.com and logging in, heading to the milestones and claiming. Because if you're not doing that, this is an easy 30,000 that you could be missing out on for the total payout. And some folks missed us, and that could be the difference here of shards, right? Again, though, to ensure that you're hitting all the milestones that give you points, you need to be spending about roughly 100 cores per day. That's 250 core refreshes, which is going to give you an additional 200 energy on top of what you're generating. If you're not able to log in at the right time, and you do see that you're having some slippage in using your energy, then you may actually have to core a third time. So just be watchful of that. And again, it's easy to track this when you just go online and just take a look at the milestone to see how you're trending in the daily perspective. And then lastly, we do have the free claims. Typically, they give us about 500 points per day, and because this is a 6-day event, it should get us close to 3,000 points here. That gives us a grand whopping total here of just shy of 100,000. So how does that look in terms of the goals and what we're able to achieve using the minimums that we see here? At milestone 14, 83,000, that's going to already give you 70 shards of Jean Grey. That is the majority of the shards that you can get. Milestone 15 is what I'm going to be gunning for personally, because as you can see, there's very minimal usage here in power cores. 100 cores over the span of a week. This is going to be only 600 cores used. And remember, with Arena, we can generate that back almost in a day or two. So, I mean, it's absolutely unreal, the value that we can take advantage of. And then lastly, if you are looking for those final 30 shards, it's 150,000 points and very well likely a dolphin / whale stone. So this is not something I would recommend, because typically they don't usually place the final shards this deep in the milestone, but 150,000 points means that you probably have to use power cores beyond your campaign energy as well, and it's just not worth it in terms of the 30 shards. With the slow drip method, most of us should actually already have at least 10 to 15 shards of Jean Grey, plus the 70 there, it's going to give you the 85. So really at this point then, I think it's actually better bang for buck to just open up an orb for her, which costs 675. So you may be an orb or two away, but that's probably better in my honest opinion, just because of the fact that even if you do fully core for the campaign, it may not get you to the 150. So just something to be mindful of there. There's not really bonus points getting rewarded like the previous events we've seen. So there you guys have it. In a nutshell, in terms of what I'm gunning for, I'm going to be reaching for the milestone 15, 99,000 points, because it gives us the headband and also gives us a whopping total of 70 shards of Jean Grey, which ideally is going to get most of us there. So just make sure you're engaged, make sure you're following along, and make sure you're hitting all these targets, because this is how you're going to guarantee the unlock of Jean Grey complete free to play. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.